So let us complete module 2 by covering the last concept, that is options available to an entrepreneur. What are the various options that an entrepreneur has in order to enter in the field of business? If you have your own idea and if you start your own business, then it's fine. But what if you have enough investment, you want to start your own business, but you are doubtful how to start my own business? Will my business would be successful? And what should I do with the huge investment? What if I incur a huge loss? Then in that case, not need to worry. What you can do is, you can start a franchise. What is franchise? Example, McD. Example, Survey. Example, the various companies may be local, maybe international, maybe national. What they give you is a ready-made market, an option to be a franchise. Example, McD has its own group of customer, own target audience. You do not need to create a market for McD. But if you open a franchise, if you have a collaboration with the head of the McD's, then probably you will get an opportunity to start the fast food chain in their name, where people will come and will have food and you will generate revenue. However, for that you have to pay certain amount to the franchisor. There are two parties involved in franchise, franchisor and franchisee. Franchisee is a person who would like to start his business. Franchisor is a person who would like to give his idea, set up the ready-made market for you. Of course, this is not done for free. An agreement happens with terms and clauses, and then they charge certain franchisee amount. Let's talk about BPO. If you wish not to start your business in a full-fledged manner, then you can always see what you are good at. For example, companies like Reliance, companies like Tata, companies like Airtel. Let's take an example of Airtel. Airtel is a telecom industry which focuses on providing internet services, providing telecommunication services for making calls, providing broadband services. However, their main goal is not to provide customer service by attending call of the customer regarding technical issue, regarding signal issue. That is not their primary task. Their primary task is to install a tower, is to provide services related to internet, but these are the issues which has to be also addressed. That is why BPO, that is business process outsourcing, this concept, a concept wherein you can provide services to that extent which is required by the client company for their customer. For example, I have a small call center wherein I will have a tie with my client, that is Airtel, and I will provide services to its customer. So that is the work of the BPO, wherein it takes up a certain process of the client and it provides services on behalf of the client to the customer. That is BPO. What is the benefit of having a BPO for any organization? For any organization, when they appoint a BPO, the benefit is they can focus on their primary business. They not need to focus on their secondary things. The secondary things can be taken care of by BPO. But this is a good option for an entrepreneur to start their business with in the field of BPO. Let's now talk about merger. The another option that an entrepreneur has is to merge. When I am not good at starting my business or not confident to expand my business, I may have a collaboration, I may have a merger with the other organization. I have a company A, and company B is doing very well, I know company B, if it is not doing very well, will be doing very well very soon, then in that case I may have a merger collaboration with company B. So that would be known as company A and B. What is the purpose of merger? When we join together, we can share knowledge, we can share resources, we can share technical advancements, we can share the customers, we can share the market information. As a result, we both can grow together. So another option for an entrepreneur to start with merger. Next is acquisition. I will come to ancillary unit, but first of all, let me talk about acquisition. When you are good at and you know you hold the market share very well as an entrepreneur, your business is already running very well, but you see there are certain competitors who are continuously fighting against you and your product or services, and you know sooner or later, if you do not have a proper strategy, then they will take over your market. Then the next strategy and the next option, being an entrepreneur, what you can do is acquisition. You can acquire their organization. If you acquire their organization, then in that case you will have less competition and you are trying to reduce the competition of future as well. And when you acquire, again, you get the resources, you get the labor, you get the machinery, you get all sort of resources, the market, their customers as well for you, ultimately increasing your revenue, your sales. Another option to stay in the business for a long run for an entrepreneur. Last is ancillarisation. Let's not say ancillarisation, let's talk about ancillary unit. Ancillary unit, the term ancillary unit is known as helping unit. Good companies, let's take an example of a car manufacturing company. What do you think, what exactly car manufacturing does? Do they manufacture all equipments which are there in the car? Do they also manufacture tires? Do they also manufacture all the interiors which are required? The answer for this question is no. These huge manufacturing units, they hire or they have a tie-up with ancillarizations or ancillary unit. For example, whether it is Mercedes or Audi or any good companies, if they wish to have a tire not manufactured from their own company, then they will have a tie-up with another company. Well, the car is known as automobile industry or automobile company. They will have a tie-up with auto component industries or auto component companies. They provide parts for manufacturing. Might be this tire, might be any electric gadgets or equipment which is required. So you as an entrepreneur can have a tie-up with them and you can manufacture those products for them. So that is known as ancillarisation, which these are the few possible options which have been there in module 2, and that is what we have learned, that is options available to an entrepreneur apart from starting his own business.